Thanks, Himanshu, and good morning to everyone. And I think, as usual, the Bangalore traffic conspires for all the attendees. It's been consistent for two last days also for me. So I have to use the glasses because I cannot read that small letters. So anyway, so the most traumatizing thing on this kind of speech is this time which is clicking, right? So it's so you just need to keep an eye on it and at the same time focus and also look at the audience that are they listening or not, all right? So let me jump into that. So I'm Chandra, basically from in around Hyderabad. I studied Telugu medium till 10th, then moved to Hyderabad. My father thought that I would actually get a good education there. Did my engineering in Usmania and then BITS Pilani. Then I decided to work for Nokia. As a young engineer, it was super cool for me. So I moved to Finland in 2002. Lived there. I have a Finnish family, so my kids are half Finnish. Then after exiting my startups, then I decided to move to Switzerland. So currently I live in Switzerland in Zurich for 5 years. So I've done multiple exits. So one of that is also selling my product to, selling one of my company in Finland to Microsoft. And one exit is recently done last week. So not a big one, but a small one, but it's okay. It's one of that things. Apart from that, I love this community, what they try to do in Fiverr Foundation. I'm a CEO, role of that. And I think some of the German-speaking people know about it. It's Eintrager Verein, which basically means that it's a non-profit created by the non-profit association with a charitable status. A bit of a background, I'll go with the background on this. Later on the coffee shop, it's a very big, I don't have time because I'm always traumatized with that numbers moving. So let me go forward with this. So why, I'm gonna focus more on data economy, cyber security. I've been using, as a Swiss resident, I always use Proton VPN, which is actually, I'm not paid by them, by the way, but I've been using for 6 years. I love it. So I don't use incognito, by the way, but I use Proton VPN, so it basically helps a little bit. But I think there are much more better experts in fintech and cyber security than me. But I'll focus more on the data economy matters. The key idea from my point of view is that I would actually put a different point of view here. So we all know that the data is a new oil, right? But for me, the data is a new infrastructure, not an oil. Because everything happens over the data, and over that, a lot of services, a lot of activities have been built. So for me, yes, it used to be an oil. It has the money in it, but I see that as an infrastructure, not as an oil. So every digital service now depends on the data exchange, not just on data ownership. So, and then data economy enables, innovation without centralization, connecting data from government, businesses, and cities. So the value of data is phenomenal if you're really able to get the right data. India's digital public infrastructure and European data spaces, actually, so this is where we both actually are coming together. We are using more of a sovereignty idea. The Fiverr Foundation is formed around it, making it accessible. Sovereignty should not come with the cost, so it should come with the price of free to use software. Public data becomes an engine for innovation when shared with the trust and interoperability properly. But we need to have a trust on this data. We need to have a trust to share this data across. I'll just give an example quickly. So I live in Switzerland, and if I have a medical emergency in India, which I'm not able to express myself in a condition, but they need to understand my pre-existing conditions and allergies and all. How is this going to happen? If I say myself that I'm not going to share my private data, then the life is risk. So there should be I would like to live in an ecosystem. I would like to see during my lifetime where an Indian doctor could able to check my ID card and get all my information from Switzerland and administer me without actually, if I'm in an unconscious state or something. So when I put this context or an incident or an event, then everyone starts to say that we should definitely share the data. I'm happy to share the data in a personal side, but of course I need to understand that wherever my data is, it is not, all the medical data is not shared to someone else, right? Only to the doctors, medical professionals. So what are the enablers of data? So it's a governance and trust. So we need to have a governance. It's not a technical solution, by the way. Part of it is technical. As an engineer, I would like to solve 100% by technology. But here, I would actually say with a great humility, I realize that 80% of it is governance and the legals and interoperability. The second is interoperability and standards. This is, I love it because it's a technology solution that the world actually don't know what are the data I'm sending in the bits and bytes, right? So you need to be able to interpret. And at 5Air, we tried actually doing this with every standardization group in the country, in different countries, in Japan, in South Korea, in Brazil, in European countries. In India, we managed to get into TSDSI and Bureau of Indian Standards. So it is a standard, can be mentioned in the tenders. And we tried to actually create the standard which is basically across, flows across continents. Data becomes a service. So it's an infrastructure and a service at the same time. AI dashboards, insights build upon it. But when people talk about AI, they talk about AI, but when I talk about AI, I'm worried about what data it has used to train the AI. And I think that is what very critical for me. Is it inclusive? Does it have my data? Because I have a South Indian genetics. So I might have a different medical, diagnosis or medical solution compared to a Finnish person. Okay. What we do on the 5A's role side is that we enable the data economy by open source foundations. We make it everything available for free. And we also maintain it. We are a membership driven. Supports the data spaces in Europe, Japan. So we have a very ready-made framework, open, ready to use. 90% of it is ready, take it. But if you want to have it in a product, as a product, you need to have, of course, the security and the SLAs and all. It provides the digital building blocks for every customized solution for agri-sector, smart cities, energy, data. Bridges public good infrastructure and private sector innovation. So we have been busy. Sorry for not being here yesterday because we had a data for public good the summit in IISc. So we were one of the co-organizers. So IISc, IUDX, Data for Public Good is one of our initiatives, collaborate with for last 6 years. So we had a very wonderful 2-day event there. Then we also have a German-Indian Innovation Corridor. We signed an agreement that it would be the platform we support from the technology platform and standard side. And that's where I met Jose in European way, but I call him Jose. So we do standardization with ISO, ISC, ETSI. The reason we prefer ETSI because you don't need to log in or create any credentials to do it. So it's free for available, and TSDSI. So just to give you a scorecard of 5Air, so we are more than 60 technology components and hundreds of open source projects executed around the world. More than 200 solutions, platform operators around the world. I could actually say this is a slide, it's 2 days old, but now we have 50 iHubs. We just opened yesterday. We also believe in local empowerment, so training the local ecosystem so that they can build their own platform. Sorry, I just need to go back. So thousands of deployments around the world, and the community is strong for 15 years. 15 years, more than 13,000 community. Very active. So now this one is blinking red, so I will go faster. So from path forward, from data sharing to the data economy, build the trusted infrastructure. So we need to have a trust in place that my data is not being used inappropriately and shared across properly. I don't want to disclose my salary details to my ex-wife. That is the main concern for me. So I should be able to trust the data owner with that. So enable sovereign AI based on locally governed data. So sovereign AI, I can talk about it hours together, how we achieve it, and how we make it inclusive. Then invest in open innovation, like digital DPI in India and data spaces in EU. Empower SMEs and the local ecosystem, universities to work on it. It's the data economy is not about who owns the data, but who benefits responsibly out of it. So with that I will actually end, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.